What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Hardcore Casual Warcraft podcast, where this week we kind of are going to be doing a Hearthstone focused thing. Hi. As always, actually not as always, because this week we have Zista in-house, coming fresh off our 48-hour stream with, like, no sleep for the two of us. How are you, Dom?
Surprisingly alright. New record. Maybe next stream will be a 72-hour stream.
I don't know. I don't think that could happen. I'm so tired right now. I've had an hour, maybe 2 hours sleep in over 48 hours. It's the worst. Okay. And also with us this week, Squishy.
Yeah. Hi.
What's up?
I slept decently last night. Also played Hearthstone. And yeah. Had some sleep. Still tired. That's about it. It's not exciting at all.
So back now, actually, not sick and not under the weather. We have Indy with us back again this week. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you guys? Playing Hearthstone a lot.
Good. Yeah?
Is there a Lord Overheat card in Hearthstone?
You know, I was trying to find something to pull out of it for you guys tonight, but I don't have anything yet. However,
okay, Illidan is there, right?
Illidan is here, so that I was very pleased about when going through the tutorials.
So, Indy, since you weren't here the past few weeks, I had a question. If Lord Overheat was a Hearthstone card, what would his text be?
Well, your Lord Overheat, the kind that you guys were talking about from the little melding that you fabricated from Stockades. What would his text be?
Yeah. What power would he be? Would he be super powerful? Would he be taunt because he's so damn attractive, maybe?
I think he would have taunt because you just couldn't resist him.
There we go.
He's always a gold foil card.
So one could say that he's on fire?
He is... yes.
Smoking hot.
Smoking hot. Lord
Oh man, who's that? We have another special guest this week.
What? Who's that?
It's Xtega.
It is.
How are you?
I am really good.
Really good. For everyone that doesn't know Xtega, you want to give us a little bit of insight as to who you are, what you're doing, and maybe even a little bit about your Warcraft background, since this is technically a Warcraft show.
Yeah, sure. Well, we'll start with the Warcraft thing. I've played World of Warcraft for years, on and off, of course, because we always, we quit the game, and then we're like, you know what, that game's so good, and then we start playing it again. So, but yeah, I've done some hardcore raiding, I've done some casual PvP, and that's in a nutshell. I mean, I'll probably be cancelling my Warcraft subscription because now I'm really on a fan site for Hearthstone called HearthstOwned.com, and it's essentially a blog site for Hearthstone. And I got to go to Blizzard this summer. Got to meet the devs, have Q&A. I met Mr. Benbrode himself, and he's just as awesome in person. In fact, the whole team is just as awesome in person as they are online.
Yeah, I'm super jealous that Blizzard
the people that made Hearthstone such fun people. The game was bound to be fun, and of course it is. It's ridiculously addictive. So.
Yeah. I mean, that's awesome. So you really jumped on this Hearthstone thing early. You kind of realized you were like, this thing's gonna be awesome.
I was waiting for a game like this for so long. I wanted an online version of the Warcraft trading card game, so I could try it out, because I hadn't tried the World of Warcraft trading card game, and I wanted to. And then this came out of PAX, and I was like, really? Oh, this is just what I was wanting. And so yeah, I jumped right on it, because I've been wanting a game like this for ages, because I've never been able to play paper trading card games much, because I've never had really people to play them with. That's why I wanted an online one that I could just jump on a computer and I could just play online. And this is dedicated online only, which is awesome. And there's lots of cool stuff they've done with it. And, I started following it, and then my interest just grew and grew and grew. So yeah, it's been a fun summer and good ending.
That's great.
Summer.
That's great. Yeah, we were all sitting here super jealous over the fact that all these people got to go out to Blizzard and meet all the people over there. That's awesome. That's awesome. All right, well, we are going to get back into Hearthstone later. Trust me, this is going to be a pretty Hearthstone-heavy episode. But we should at least touch on a few things since this is a Warcraft episode. We'll stick with our normal instance of lore, which there are some trogs this week for those of you that follow us. That's a big thing on this show. Anytime we get some trogs,
It's a great deal of trogs.
We're also going to talk a little bit about flex rating, the 5.4 patch, and then really just dive right into Hearthstone. So, and because there's so much to talk about, it's only been out a couple days, and there's a lot of first impressions we want to get out there. So that's right. Well, this lore this week we have Oldemon. Zista, do you want to give us the basic overview of what Oldemon is kind of all about?
Oldemon is one of the 3 Titan vaults that are known to exist in Azeroth. Oldemon being the first one that was discovered on the Eastern Kingdoms. Then we have the one in Northrend, which was the raid Ulduar, and then the hell was the other one now? I just blanked out. Oldham, yeah. Mm-hmm. In Daenerys. So, they were basically the vaults where the Titans kept some of their most well-guarded secrets, and with the case of Oldemon, this is the first of their failed creations, which we know them as the Trogs.
Failed? Whoa, hold on. No, I think you're reading something wrong. I don't think... They didn't fail. Trogs are the best.
Trogs were their failed creations. They were going to create creatures out of stone, more toward the lines of, like, the dwarves. That's how the dwarves were created. And the whole curse of flesh and everything like that, that's where this originated.
Okay. So is this a... So this is basically, if this is the first time we're seeing the big, heavy into the Titan lore, this is actually the ground floor for a lot of lore.
Yes.
In the World of Warcraft. Like, this is one of the first times we start to really delve into... I mean, they play a part in... And I keep looking at you.
I know. Should I look at you over here, or should I look at you and pretend
it's weird.
We're ignoring the fourth wall?
Yeah, it's weird that, like, this is... I mean, it's not weird. It's really cool. This is the first time you start to, like... We're really starting to get into instances where we're seeing bigger, overarching storylines like that. I mean, this is... We're going to see this in Ulduar, like you said, and major raid lore later.
Yeah, and then we had this one, which was actually raided by the Dark Iron Dwarves for their master Ragnaros. So this is also setting up Molten Core and stuff like that as well. Awesome!
Wow, yeah, that's really cool. So there's a lot of links here. So is this one of the instances has that's seen a big overhaul since I think. Was it Cataclysm? I think this got a little bit of an overhaul.
Yeah, no, not really much has changed. You know, all the size, the levels and everything like that were adjusted accordingly, but the instance itself is fairly much the same.
All right. So, as far as the lore, it's really where like you said, the first attempts at the Trogs, and then combined with the Dark Iron Dwarves being there, kind of sets you up for. The first boss that I see in here is Revelash. Do you know anything about this little guy? Does he have any huge lore implications?
The Explorers League went in there, and that's when they first theorized that they were linked. The dwarves and the Trogs somehow were linked, and that's about it.
Okay, so they get in there and they realize that maybe our parents are the same people.
Mm.
Okay. So you run into Revelash, who's just kind of one of the first people you meet there. It doesn't look like there's too much known about him other than they found him in there. Like I said, there's not the Trogs are not, and they don't have much to go with like their own history other than they're these kind of like weird, albeit awesome creatures.
Yeah, then we had the Lost Dwarves in there, which are actually one of my favorite just series of bosses. Since then, they've actually moved them to an Alliance hub in Blasted Lands, I believe, where they're still in the instance, but they're also at a quest hub now. And they're blatant references to Blizzard's other game, Lost Vikings, and Olaf, which appears in the game Rock and Roll Racing, which many of you are familiar with.
Alright, so then we go, what else we got in here? Ironaya? These names, man, I can't get these things. She basically was overseeing the construction, I believe. And over time, kind of just ended up taking over the role of kind of a security guard, I think, almost. So she is initially is there to help build this thing, and she is left over from when this place was constructed. So this is the boss that you get in there, you have to find the pieces to the staff, and then like Indiana Jones, the little staff with the light, and unlock her from the back door, I believe. Is this the right lady? It's been a long time since I've been an old
you don't have to do that anymore.
You don't even have to do that anymore?
No, you just click on the
Yeah.
Where's my picture? Hi.
I think you just click on the stone where you would put the staff. Right?
Yep, you just click on the stone now and it opens the door for you. It's kind of lame.
I remember before, though, going through and having, like, almost every piece and then realizing, oh, we forgot one piece, so you'd have to send the group scavenging around for whichever piece you were missing. Good fun.
No, the worst part was when someone got it in their inventory and they didn't know it. And you're like, no, it's in your inventory. I can see that you looted it. And they're like, no, I don't have it. And you're like,
because they have
can't
a full
do
bag
anything.
and they're like, no.
Well, I always love the animation with the staff when you stuck it in there. It's very reminiscent of Indiana Jones.
Yeah, it always reminded me
Whoa,
of that.
whoa, what are you doing over there?
Doing over where?
Nothing.
Doing it with Lord Overheat. Yeah.
You guys aren't going to let Lord Overheat go.
No.
Absolutely not.
This is what happens when you miss shows. We make inside jokes for you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess I'll have to be here then.
Yep.
So then we have the Obsidian Sentinel, who basically guarded the hidden back door, if you knew how to find it, back before Dungeon Finder. And he was crafted out of the same stone that Ulduar itself was made out of. And he also had this reflective dark glass on him, which would reflect spells and stuff back. And he was just enchanted stone from Titan.
Did he get
Titan,
corrupted?
No.
I don't think so. I didn't see anything of it. Maybe.
As far as I know, he got corrupted. And that left the final boss, which we're going to get to after, as the last remaining one to guard the place.
No, because I see, right here. We have the Ancient Stonekeeper, which is kind of in between the two. This guy is, he was one of the people in control of the facility, I believe. And this might be the corruption one. Yeah, with the corruption of the Obsidian Sentinel. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, so that guy got, the Obsidian Sentinel was corrupted. This guy's running out of, basically energy, and he's shutting down, and he's trying his best to protect the secrets that the Titans have in the vault.
Secrets. I bet it's an ice block card.
So this whole place is basically just like a vault for the Titans and their last remaining creations, trying to protect it from us. Going in there trying to take stuff, and the Dark Iron.
Yeah, we had Galligan Firehammer. He was sent there from the Dark Iron clan, and he was there to oversee the continued excavation of Uldaman, so that any artifacts that were found could be used for the Dark Iron's advantage.
Okay, so he's one of the bad guys.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. See, the big thing I remember about Oldemar was just always getting lost around that part.
Yeah.
Old War?
Like,
Oldman.
Oldemar. I've been up for too long. All right.
Did you just say? Sorry.
What?
Did you just say old the Trogs?
Yeah.
Old the Trogs. Maybe.
Sorry, the pun.
Anyways, I just remember getting like you go in there, you get lost. You've already had problems because someone couldn't find the key. This is like Oldemont. Someone can't find the key because their inventory was full, so they didn't loot it. So you finally get through that boss. You're already starting to get tired of each other, and then you get lost in the caverns after. Like there was reasons I didn't run this place other than to like maybe get a couple levels, and then it was like I don't want to touch it. This place is just too much hassle. And
getting there was a pain in the ass too.
Yeah.
If you played Horde, getting there.
Yep. Well, I was Alliance, I think, at that level, but yeah.
Even tougher then. Oh man! All right, so what else you got here? You got Grimlock. This is the last of the Trog bosses in here. So he's basically the biggest, strongest Trog chieftain there.
Yeah.
Here it says Grimlock is a comparative genius in that he has maintained control of the Stone Vault Trogs. So that kind of gives you an idea of their level of intelligence. This guy is basically able to just keep people together in a group, and he is a genius.
Well, probably if they wanted to get away, they get lost trying. So it really wasn't much choice in the matter.
We have one of the smartest Trogs in the world in Oldemon. So keep that in mind. Other than that, really, he's a Trog. He's there. There's not much story. One of those just throw a boss in so they can get some more loot.
Did you mention and then Dom,
the the last boss. This is where we start to get into some of the actual lore here. Is it Arcadus?
Arcadius. I don't know how it's pronounced. But he was the protector of Oldemon, and he guarded the greatest treasure of the Titans, which was created by Norgannon himself. It was the discs of Norgannon that you eventually pick up after defeating him, and you take it to Thunder Bluff, or I don't know where the Alliance take it. I'm assuming Stormwind. Maybe Ironforge, I don't know.
Ironforge.
Ironforge is where the dwarves are. Come on, get it straight.
It was Ironforge in the
I don't play Alliance.
So the other thing I remember about this place is that
sorry.
For shame.
After you kill this last boss, you have to there's this giant RP moment that you have to do this quest where it's like you have to listen to this, literally, if you don't remember to do it, you miss a good chunk of the XP, and it's in the back, in the vault, and you have to just listen to this guy's entire, story of Oldemon. Have any of you guys ever listened to that story?
Yes. Do I recall it? No.
I know. I really wish, we're doing lore, maybe I should actually go back maybe I'll go back this week and actually listen to what he has to tell me.
It wasn't any worse than the rest of the RP, but I remember the boss fight being really cool, though, for a boss fight back then. Where he would, activate the different Stone Guardians, right?
Yep, that's the one.
Yeah, it was one of the first ones where there was quite a bit of different, not really different mechanics, but it seemed like more of an epic fight because it came at you in waves. So that's kind of cool. So did you guys, we already talked about, did you guys run this a lot? It always seemed like out in the middle of nowhere.
I hate it. Even now, I hate it. People still get lost with the map, and I don't know how.
I
do. They do.
I made a point to make sure I knew my way around the place. And speaking back in Vanilla, this was always something weird that I found too. The enchanting trainer for level 60 was originally located in this instance. You had to clear your way deep through this instance just to learn new enchanting.
And it was the one surrounded by all the bats. Yes. So you couldn't go alone.
Exactly.
I completely forgot about that. Yeah, that was awful.
In order to get your master level, or whatever level 60 was, you had to go in there. And it sucked because you had to bring a crap ton of mats with you, otherwise you'd just end up having to go back to learn new spells.
Yep.
So.
But I made sure to learn my way around there just because I got sick of people being lost, and I figured I'd take the reins, take control of it, and lead everybody through it. And that took me quite a while to get that place all figured out, but I could run the thing blindfolded now.
How much did you charge
awesome.
for your services?
More than you have.
All the money. All the monies. I don't, Xtega, you said you've played for a long time. Is this? Do you remember have anything like quirky about this place that you remember at all?
Okay, wait, what place were you talking about?
Nope. Oldemon. Yes, Shrugs. Oldemon.
That's all that matters. That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
That's the important part.
How do I feel about Trogs? I don't know.
This is actually a very important question.
They should be squished.
Get out!
Whoa!
Out! Get off this podcast.
Who let you in this show?
That's awesome.
I'd like to see Trogs versus Murlocs. I think that'd be fun.
Hold on.
Yeah,
Are there any
there's
Trog
something
cards
there.
in Hearthstone?
Oh, there what?
No.
There's a couple, right? There has to be.
There's Trogs, yeah.
There has
Yeah,
to
there's some
be.
Trogs in Hearthstone.
They're stronger than Murlocs, I think. Actually, no, Murlocs are stronger. I don't know, it's hard to tell. I don't know what's stronger, Murlocs or Trogs.
Trogs?
Wow. I think we're starting a whole like.
I think Trogs may be stronger, but Murlocs, they're really good at buffing each other. So, I don't know.
Huh. We're gonna have to go into this because this is interesting. We're gonna have to see who the superior race is.
Because, I mean, they're like
Murlocs
the
or
same,
Trogs?
like, size-ish, kinda. The same kind of thing. Same kind of creature.
This is impressive. I can't believe I never thought about this.
Like,
We will determine the winner via a trivia contest. No. Even better, a spelling contest.
spelling, yeah.
M-M-L-L-L-L-L-L G G G L L L. Girl. There you
I
go.
mean,
I don't
Murlocs
even
definitely
know.
have more personality than
Yeah,
Trogs.
we'll have a spelling bee.
Maybe. But I think Trogs are more heavily involved in, like, so from what I've seen, Trogs have been involved in lore since the beginning of like, they actually have storyline-driven pieces to their background. Murlocs are just these, like,
But
weird
I think
fish people.
that's what I think they probably missed. I mean, they should have more. You know what? I think we're gonna have an expansion that's gonna have lots more with Murlocs. Like they're always like
Trogs
just
be more like-
chilling by the
Did
coast.
already,
They're
though.
never like really right in the middle of things.
Miss of Pandaria
Mickey
kind of
May
was the story for the Murlocs. You had those fish people, I forget what they're called.
The fish people.
Are they the same, though?
They're working with the Alliance. They're evolved Murlocs, essentially. What did they? The Jin?
The Jinyu.
Jinyu.
Innu.
They're
I'm thinking we're
evolved
going to be
Murlocs.
getting an
They're
expansion at some
sentient.
point that's going to have more of the Naga, and that's going to probably have maybe some more Murlocs in it.
That would be interesting. People love to hate on the Murlocs.
But there are Murlocs in every single expansion that I've seen. I mean, I haven't been around since vanilla.
I believe
started
so,
with
yeah.
PC, but
They're heavily involved in the World of Warcraft.
they've always been around. Like, you go to the coast, and what do you see? Murlocs. You go to a nice beach, you see Murlocs. They're always chilling by the beach. You got the right idea, you know?
They're
Yeah,
ruining all
they do.
the best tourist sites for Azeroth.
They're always in the touristy spots, and then you have the Trogs, who are always people are just trying to exterminate
they're
the Trogs.
chilling in caves.
Yeah, and people are trying to kill them all the time. And what have they ever
They're
done?
like grumpy old little things. And then you
No,
know,
they're
like, they're
cute
like
and
the
fuzzy.
party animals.
I don't like where this is going.
Oh man! All right, so we're gonna bail
say,
out.
do you think a Murloc could murder locks?
No,
No.
no,
No.
That was terrible.
No.
I forced that one.
not
Alright, moving on.
yes.
That was really terrible.
We're gonna move into more of your territory, Squishy. We're gonna let you maybe make up for your terrible forced pun. You want to give us a little bit of update on the flex rating in this past week or so?
Just flexible.
Oh man, it's got kobolds. Damn, yeah.
It's flexible. So. Oh, this is gonna be. That could take up a full podcast itself. Really
I
could.
think we're gonna do that. We're gonna do an in-depth analysis of kobolds, murlocs, and trogs. It's gonna be the best.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're going back. I'm not even going there because we could talk about that forever. Flex rating. Is he Wing 2 and Wing 3, I believe, are out now, correct?
3 was last week, but 2 is out right now. There's a weird thing going on with flex rating, in that as the difficulty goes from 10 to 25, 25 is much easier than 10. So you're going to be wanting to bring as many people as possible in the current implementation of the flex rating.
Huh.
I don't know why it's like that, because like the way it is for every time you add one person, it adds a certain amount of health to the boss, but it doesn't add enough per person. Like, for example, say it's some fight, a regular DPS does 40 million on average. Every time you add a DPS, it'll only add 26 million. So every time you add a DPS, the health increases by 26 million, but each DPS brings 40 million, meaning that the more people you bring, the easier the fight gets. And I don't know if I like that, because that's not really
odd.
Flexible.
Isn't that the opposite of the way they were aiming?
No. They knew there was going to be certain
it.
breakpoints. They knew there were going to be certain breakpoints where it's like 10, 11, 12 is super hard, don't do it. Then 13, 14, 15 super hard, don't do it. That's the way that people thought it was going to be, just because maybe at 12 and 15 they add an extra debuff. But the way it is now, they're just not adding enough health per person to make it matter, which is a problem.
Huh. Are they doing things like saying like, okay, well, we need to add this version of this mechanic because when you get to this amount of people, keeping it at the 10-man mechanic level is not enough. Like, we need to add that extra bit of damage, or are they just honest,
I can't tell you, because Malkrok, something we all tested. He summons 3 void zones on the floor in 10-man, 8 in 25-man. When we went in with Flex, with around 15 to 18 people, sometimes he would summon 3, sometimes he would summon 6, sometimes he summon 5. So either it's bugged, which it probably is, or it's non-consistent, which that wouldn't be right. So I believe it's bugged, so we can't actually tell what the difference is going to be.
Yeah, it did seem like a very big project that they said. Like, when they said this was a thing, like, I mean, some people were like, oh, finally, but I don't think everyone realized how big of a deal that this was going to be. You know what I mean? Like, this is a lot of difficult problems to solve, let alone just like, speaking, like, straight logic. That's really tough to figure out which way you want to go, let alone figure out how to code it into a computer program.
Right.
And it just seems like insane. Go ahead.
The other problem is, obviously, since you don't need as much DPS to crush the timer, the rage timer, you just start stacking healers. Then you can't die. So that needs to be fixed. The alternative is, they still have to change the health up a little, so it's not nearly as apparent. But maybe if they are adding like more void zones, more debuffs as the fight goes on, then they can make the damage not as much. I don't know. It's really weird right now.
Do you think with flex rating it'll kind of turn into the way LFR was at the end of Cataclysm? Like, this last patch, flex rating is going to be... Yeah, it's a thing. You can see a lot of the promise in it, but they haven't fixed everything, and they're going to learn from this release and having everyone use it, and then say, okay, we need to fix this, this, and this for these next raids in the next expansion.
Isn't just flex rating heroic LFR anyway?
No. It's easy normal.
I don't think so. Yeah.
It's easy normal, not heroic LFR.
You queue up the same way you queue up to LFR.
Yeah,
that's
but
the one thing that compares it. LFR is...
Yeah.
I'm not going to say no. I'm going to bite my tongue on that one. Normal
I'm trying to start a fight.
What?
I'm trying to start a heated debate. You're not biting.
We have other pressing issues to talk about, sir.
Like who done it?
Whodunit finale. Yeah,
who done it?
Right. Yeah, the whodunit finale. Chris is the winner.
I still think it's Melina.
Chris is the winner. I'm gonna say. Lindsay's the killer. I'm back to Lindsay. after what I found out.
Who do you think it is, Kyle from Rhode Island?
I think I'm going to end this show if we keep talking about it.
Alright, so it's a tough decision. And I remember when flex rating was first released, like the first day they pasted that big blog post on it, everybody's like, really? There's so many problems that people like lore and like every single raider know about. And how many times did he get asked that question on PST and was like, it's not happening. There's so many logistical issues with it that they wouldn't do it. So there is now an echo. That's what
Didn't they say they were never going to do zone merge or anything? But
no, they said they were going to do transmog a while ago. They ended up doing transmog.
It's true.
But they never specifically said they weren't going to do it. It was the entire rating community. And yeah, it was the entire rating community that's like, there's no way this is going to work. And the other thing that concerns me now is in an interview with Tom Chilton, I can't remember who it was with, but they said they might extend flex rating into normal modes. And that really concerns me.
I would make sure that they really know what they're doing before they allow that to be a thing.
Agree.
Yeah, I think they really need to work on, like I said, we know there's issues with it. They need to make sure. That's why I was asking that. Do you think that there is, PTR and regular testing, but like with the LFR, they did PTR and then they just said basically, with Cataclysm, the end of Cataclysm, Dragon Soul Raid, that the LFR, that was just going to be this giant way for them to say, okay, we're going to figure out all these problems and try and get rid of as many as we can. That way in the next expansion we can start fresh and have it be this like seamless piece of the game. It seems like that's one of the ways that they're going to be going about it.
Well, how much longer do you think they actually have to tune this stuff?
Though. Like, I think probably what they're seeing is they're probably seeing that not enough people are raiding, and they think that probably more people should be playing the game and raiding, because that's a huge part of the game. That's possibly the problem they're trying to address.
Yeah, I think, well, it is initially, especially with LFR. I think with this, they're trying to address the issue that people go, okay, well, now I can raid, and then they get into LFR and they go, this isn't really that fun, but I do get good loot. So I do want to go in here because I do get some cool shiny loot pieces, but it's not that fun. And people that are raiding in 10, they know people in 10-man's going, no, it's a lot of fun, I swear. Like, you go with 10 people, but they're afraid to go, well, I don't want to spend that much time and effort. And so flex raiding is this kind of like stepping stone for them to get into what I would call like actual raiding. Like LFR is its own beast to me, and then there's raiding. And it's kind of this way to get in, it's a stepping stone tool, but it is a very huge challenge, I think. Like they're really taking a big leap on this. I think there's, like Squishy was saying, just so many challenges in making it flexible, and the fact that 12 to 13 to 14 to 15 people, you're basically redesigning the fights for each level of people that you're going to have in there.
Pretty much.
So how much time do you think we have left for them to tune flex rating properly? Like, when do you think this patch is actually going to drop?
I agree with the Arena season post. So for those who don't know, there was a Arena season ending blog that went out that said the Arena season is ending as early as August 27th. And Holinka confirmed that the patch will release on the same day that the PvP season ends. So we have a couple choices. It's August 27th, which is very likely, because that's the first date they chose. The 3rd, not very likely at all, since it's a holiday, and then that leaves the 10th. And something else happens on the 27th. Do you know what that is?
Hearthstone?
Yes, Hearthstone. Final Fantasy releases, officially. So, and Blizzard has a good habit, a very good habit, of combating other games with patches or expansions. And this one, I'm guessing, is no different.
Yeah, and this is a way for them to say, here's a big content thing that people aren't going to be paying extra for, and they're already paying for it, so they're going to want to do it. And they have these set up raid teams, especially when you're talking about a raid patch, a raid content patch. It is a pretty clever way to pull people away from a game like Final Fantasy.
So,
I don't know how planned it is, but like you said, it's been done before. So,
did you guys see the patch trailer that was released? What did you guys think of that?
It was phenomenal. I can't wait for the movie. That's about it.
Yeah. It was good. It was a cool patch trailer.
It got me pretty pumped. I'm really even more excited to get into Siege of Orgrimmar now more than ever.
I thought it was good.
That video just pissed me off. It made me like, I haven't been following the storyline much this entire expansion yet. I watched that video. I'm like, what the heck? What a dick! Like that's what I was thinking the whole time about Gareth. I'm like, really? I just want to kick his ass right now. Like,
that's exactly what they were going for. They want you fired up to get in there to go
piss me off.
right after him.
Yeah, like it makes you angry. Like when you're raiding, you're gonna be like all pissed off and angry.
Yeah, especially when you wipe over and over again because that one guy keeps wiping the raid, and it's like that one guy keeps dying, accidentally hitting the keybind to his sacrificial dagger.
Mm-hmm. And then you're like, we need this piece that you picked up. It's in your inventory to open this door. And he's like, I don't have it in my inventory, so I didn't pick it up.
And then the trogs come pouring out.
Mm-hmm.
Who has the tainted core?
Oh god. Alright, so I guess as far as Warcraft news, it was a pretty light week, so that gives us a big amount of time for us to talk about the big news that happened this week.
Our 48-hour live stream of Worms, Clan Wars, and Tokyo Jungle.
Yes.
No, it's Who Done It finale, Zista.
Nope.
R.I.P. Don.
We're gonna jump into some Hearthstone talk because I mean that's the big thing. Like we played 24 hours, like he said, 24 hours of this thing, and we weren't.
We were originally gonna do Worms Clan Wars, and then while we were in transit to get here and get this thing all going, Hearthstone drops.
And we were like,
Speaking of which, I need to interrupt you guys because I don't think I've seen this yet. I actually have a message that says I cannot have any more minions.
You didn't know there's a max amount of minions out?
No, I just ran into it just now for the first time.
Yeah,
I'm playing my priest. I've got like all my tanks out here. Cannot have any more minions. So.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what did you? Let's start with Xtega, since this is basically your realm here. What did you do first thing? You realize you have beta access.
Yeah.
What was the first thing you jumped into?
The first thing I jumped into was a tutorial, like everybody else, because you're kind of forced to.
That's true. Yeah.
I powered through that as quick as I could because I wanted to actually start playing the game, and I already knew the basics because I'd already tested it already when I went out to Blizzard this summer. And then the first thing I did was I think I played some regular play matches. Got my ass kicked by people that had unlocked a warlock. Everybody I was playing against was a warlock in the first few matches, and then I realized that when you unlock you have to unlock all the classes, and you get to open up the arena. And so I was like, you know what, I've unlocked all the classes. So it took me a while to figure out how to unlock all the classes. You do that by you have to play against an AI of that class, and you unlock it. And so I unlocked all the classes. At that point, the arena unlocks, and so I hit the arena, and your first arena run's free, so that was awesome. So I jumped in there, got demolished, won one match, and then I lost the others. And then I had enough gold to purchase a second arena run, so I purchased a second arena run, of course. I got demolished again. This time I didn't win a single one. So I was pretty much getting my ass kicked in the arena. And then I went back to just playing regular ranked matches, and that's pretty much what I've been doing since. I've started working on unlocking all the basic cards for each class, and I'm getting a bit more familiar with the cards, but once I get enough gold, I'm going to go back in the arena, because I'll be quite honest, I was getting demolished at first, but I was making lots of stupid mistakes, and I still make mistakes. It's a game that it's easy to make mistakes on, but it gets much easier, so I'm definitely ready to hit back in the arena.
I dropped $16 on the arena already.
Yeah,
Dom
I
was
got
just
$10
this like
on some booster packs and unlocked a few nice, which is cool. But
Dom was like that guy that goes to the casino and is like, all right, I'm gonna hit the slot machine. So just $5. Puts his $5 in the slot machine, and he loses all $5. And he's like, I've only been here for like 10 minutes.
I usually end up done. Like when I go to the casino, I'm done in like 10 minutes, and I'm like, okay, now what? Like I'm ready to go home, I guess, because I'm out of money because all I was going to spend was $5. And,
yep, that was Dom. He was like, shh.
I bet the max each turn, so.
Yeah, that was Dom. He's like, I think I'm gonna jump. Maybe I'm at a. Fuck, damn it! All right, I'm spending $10.
I guess I drink as much free soda as I can to try and get my $5 worth of free soda. I'm just thrifty like that, I guess. I don't know, stingy, thrifty, Jewish, whatever you want to say, I guess. No offense intended, by the way.
All right, Squishy, what was the first thing you jumped into? Aside from the tutorial and maybe Illidan kicking your ass, I don't know if that happened. I've heard Illidan really.
First time, I was pretty chuffed with that.
Yeah.
It was
I
tough.
was too,
it was
but...
really hard, though. It was
really?
hard to beat.
I had no issues.
I had 2 tries on him.
He cheats. Of course it's hard.
What did
Anyone
he
that
cheat?
says it's easy is lying or got really lucky because he cheats. He straight up cheats.
How does he
I
cheat?
went
He's
through-
amazing.
He has way more. He summons a friggin' 10 health. Like, he does way more than you could typically
And then
do.
the dual
Like,
glaives.
yeah, he has the dual glaives. Yeah, he's
I
way
went
stronger
through it
than, like,
one
regular
time. It only
player.
took me one time to defeat him. So I don't know what everybody's problem was.
I did it the first time
I
too,
have no
but it wasn't
idea
an
either.
easy win by any means.
Yeah, I don't think it was easy. I think a lot of people, I have heard people had issues with him. However, yeah, I mean, it's a tutorial. It's just a way for them to say, hey, look, there are really powerful things in here, so don't, look, this is what we can do.
Yeah, because he has like 10 more health than you. When he summons like halfway through, when he summons that big thing, like that shields for him, he basically gives himself 10 extra health. Massively hardcore weapons he has that just demolishes you. I don't know.
So would you jump into Squishy?
I was actually surprised you can even beat him, but
I immediately unlocked other heroes, and then went to the arena. Got my ass completely handed to me because I had no idea what I was doing in the arena. With what card did I use? It was a class I didn't know how to play. I don't remember what it was, but I got absolutely wrecked. Went 0-3, and then got a legendary next year card out of it.
yeah, that's lucky. I've been getting really bad luck with booster packs. I really haven't got anything good. Like one epic card for a pit lord for a warlock, and that's it. That's the best card I got.
It's better to be unlucky now than on live.
That's true.
That's true.
I hate the Onyxia card because it's 9 mana. 9.
a lot of them are,
yeah,
are
but
pretty
they're really
expensive.
good endgame cards. Like you do. I mean, how often do you get to the endgame? I get to the endgame very often. Like as long
It
as
depends
I'm
on the kind of
not
decks you
making
play,
many
I think.
mistakes.
Yeah. And the problem is there's so many removal, like AoE removal cards that it's just like, hey look, I summoned Onyxia and a whole bunch of 1/1 whelps. Arcane Explosion. Fuck. Arcane Explosion, Polymorph, Fire Blast. Oh look, yeah, your legendary card and all those whelps? It's a big fat 0.
But you know
Yeah,
what?
but
If
when
your
you wanna
opponent doesn't
look-
have that removal, then you've got them
Yeah.
in the
What
bag.
class doesn't have that removal?
Well, here's
Well,
what I look
they have
at.
to have that removal in their hand. Okay, to be more specific.
Here's what I look at when I see a card like that. You play one card. You're playing Onyxia. To deal with that threat, they have to usually use 2 or 3. So that you're gaining card advantage, I think, when you
True.
use a card like that.
What if
But
they
like
used
you
all
said,
their
you don't get to
removal
use it.
beforehand before you get to 9 mana, because that's late game. So what if they've used all their removal prior to that on your weaker minions, and then right at the end you just drop the bomb?
Yeah.
You know, because they can only have 2 of each card in their deck. Remember, so and most classes have maybe a couple of blanket removals that they can do.
Unless you are playing in the arena when you can have 6
the
of
arena.
one card if you're lucky.
Yeah, but you know what? The arena you could have like, technically you could have like 5 Deathwings if you got really really lucky.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So, am I the only one here that jumped into the arena and did really well the first time?
I was really jealous of you the first time. I was like, I just went 0-3. You just went like 7-3.
That's just crazy.
I went
Yeah.
in, I was like, I'll play a hunter. I was fairly familiar with the class. I was like, let me see. And then I was like, you know what? I know his ability. I'm just going to build an aggressive deck. and see what happens. And I ended up playing this aggressive deck plus getting Illidan. So
I know that Ben
You got
Rhodes,
Illidan?
one of the devs, he went 9 wins. So
yeah, I just missed the diamond key, I believe. I don't know exactly how many wins that is, but yeah. So it basically turned into me going, "Are you dead by turn 5? No. Okay, I'll play Illidan on turn 6, and now you're really far behind." So
That
most
works.
of it, I had no issues. But the problem was when I played up against a priest, and he was like, "I'll play this dude," and I'll be like, "All right, I'll start to get rid of it. I'll get rid of shield. Oh, you healed him again. Oh,
had
you healed
Illidan?
yourself again."
I mean, if you had Illidan, that's ridiculous. You got so lucky.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
game.
There was some kind of thread. A priest got 6 holy novas in
What?
arena.
Wow.
Anything
Wow.
that went on the board just got exploded by holy nova. It was
That's
pretty
ridiculous.
nuts.
Like, that kind of stuff's gonna
capped
happen.
out though. Like he capped out in the arena, so we got the max reward. As
Sometimes,
expected.
yeah. Well, sometimes when you get a chance, like I don't know how many of you guys come from a Magic the Gathering or another type of trading card game or collectible card game.
Yeah.
I've dabbled in a lot of
Yeah.
them. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so like like play like a draft in Magic the Gathering. Crazy things can happen in draft. It doesn't always happen, but every once in a while you end up with something crazy. Like I've had decks in Magic the Gathering, which is very similar, where I just had all removal. Like the entire deck was removal, and I had like 3 or 4 creatures that I could protect, and they didn't hurt a lot. I just didn't let you have any creatures, and I poked you down to death, and it did well. Like, if you go overboard with a lot of stuff in that kind of an environment, I think you do well. As long as you stick to one
Yeah,
track.
I'm
Like, if
new
you're
to
like,
the drafting though. Like I've played trading card games, but I've never done the drafting thing.
oh, okay. It's... actually, talk to Zista about this. I think it's our favorite part of the game is the arena.
Oh yeah.
I love the arena.
It's-
I just told you I spent $16 to keep playing it.
And it was the best, because I'm over here going, alright, if I can win like one more, I get this diamond key. And Dom's over here like, I'm on my 3rd arena. I went 0-3 in the first 2. He's like, what in the... Just getting more and more frustrated. And then he did eventually do pretty well, I believe.
Yeah.
But like it said, I don't think you came from a background of much to do with drafting either.
No.
So
I had never done any kind of drafting anywhere. And it kind of brings a whole different kind of strategy to the thing, because you don't know what you're getting. Your first
It
card,
brings a
you
little
might
bit more
get
luck
cards.
to a little bit more luck involved because if you get really good cards, then you kind of win.
Because you might get a card at first that gives like +1 attack power to all Murlocs in your hand, so you're like, oh, let me build a Murloc deck. Then you never see another Murloc for the rest of the draft. and
That's
you're
why
like,
you don't use those cards in arena.
Right.
The
Very
synergistic
difficult.
ones, except for hunters, because they automatically get a lot of beasts anyways.
Right.
Yeah,
You
so-
don't
You
really
could
know
always
that.
be like risky. You could always take a chance.
You
And then
can.
you could get under Murloc, but even more than you would typically be able to.
Yeah.
Right.
So
It
what
works both ways.
what I would say about people that are getting into this, that are like a trap, is to say like, I don't like the arena because it's all luck based. Just because I don't think, like, coming from someone that's done a lot of this kind of gaming, there's just different strategies. It's learning how to draft or how to do the draft portion of the arena will win you games. You have to be able to basically know when to just say, okay, I was gonna go this way. I got this sweet card in the first 2 things, and then at some point you just got to go, all right, I'm not going that way anymore because I'm not getting I have to go this direction because these cards are pushing me that way. It's being flexible, and also with this game specifically, knowing how to play every champion or class. Because if you don't know how to play every class, like Dom was like, I really know how to play the mage. Let me get into arena, and they were like, okay, you can be a druid, a priest, or a rogue. And he's like, I'll try a druid.
Druid is really tough to play. Oh my
See,
god.
here's the thing with arena, you don't have to know how to play every class, but you do know how to play
Oh,
7,
You have to,
6,
yeah.
7 of them.
It's good
Then
to
you're
know
guaranteed
also
because you have a
how
choice
to beat
of 3.
other
Well,
classes,
there's
because I'm
also a
having a
lot
hard
of-
time.
There's a lot of non-class specific cards, and if you're very familiar with those, that will help you a lot too. Because those cards that are going to come up regardless of which you choose. That's
Yes.
kind of important.
Familiarity,
Those
like you
neutral
said.
cards are really important. Understand them in and out.
Yep, knowing the familiarity, because if you're sitting on one side of this card game and going, okay, I win next turn. If you know the cards that he could have to as like an out, like
Exactly.
you know the percentages, you can play the percentages. You can go, well, I could play this card, and it's safer, but it lower chance I win this game. Or I can go, okay, well, what are the chances? He's got 2 cards in his hand. What are the chances that he has one of the 3 removal spells that he could have for his class in his hand? I'll just play the aggressive
know
card.
when they're going to own you in advance, which also sucks.
real quick.
Really sucks.
Yeah.
My laptop just froze, so I can't hear anybody. I'm restarting it, so the frames are probably going to get a little wonky, so maybe you want to just switch to indie for a minute
Okay.
while we're talking.
Sure. Switch to indie. Oh, you're on my webcam, so.
But those, because I'm going to drop the Skype call.
Oh, okay. I gotcha. Yeah, that's fine. We'll switch to individual people. Crazy.
That's going to...
Okay, so while doing this, Sophist.
We'll do this.
Favorite hero, least favorite hero, favorite card, most annoying card.
Why not
Sorry,
just
sorry.
the game?
Favorite card in hero, most annoying card in hero. Go.
Because it'll change.
Oh.
So what I would say is favorite hero to play as. I really like the Hunter, just because it's aggressive, and I find that going back to playing, like you said, Magic and stuff. When you first start to play a new block or new set of cards, what this would be basically is that aggressive decks are much easier to learn because they have one strategy: play a bunch of cheap cards, play them early, and hit your opponent very hard. When people start to learn how to play the game more and how to counter those cards, then you move into learning how to play like a priest or more of a late game type control-y deck. Like you don't let your opponent do so much stuff, but you really have to understand the game when you do something like that. So I like the aggressive decks early on. I don't know.
So
there's a note on that though. Something that is causing a problem for a lot of people that I'm playing against, and I usually end up beating these people, is when people get in this idea that I can just attack their hero only, and I won't deal with anything on the board, and then before you know it, you've completely swarmed them, and then you just destroy them because you have board control. It's really important to make sure that you make sure that you don't let your opponent get too much board control, because otherwise they can just swarm you to death, especially on this game.
Yeah,
I've
I've noticed
misleading option.
me and Squishy were actually in Skype at one point, and we were noticing that with especially the Shaman, where it seems like they go, okay, I'm just gonna put a bunch of these like totems out and taunt minions, and I'm not gonna do anything. I just hit you for 30.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, they could basically one-shot you if you don't keep their board down.
That board, very often. As much as you can, if you have the opportunity to, you want to clear the board. Like, you don't want to be like, okay, tunnel vision in and just attacking the hero, because before you know it, like you said, they'll have 30 damage and they'll just take you out in one turn.
Yeah,
I think now I'm getting an echo. That's weird. But I think that with aggressive decks, there may be decks that you can build. I haven't seen the cards yet. But if you focus on removal, charge cards, and things like that, like you can build a deck where you can basically say, if I'm attacking, I'm attacking you.
You need to make sure they're like charge cards, maybe have a bunch of taunt in there, and a lot of removal.
Cool. I think Zista's back.
You go to the 4 box so people can watch indie.
Yeah, there we go. Speaking of Hearthstone, indie. Look at this multitasking.
Yeah. I'm trying to get
Indy,
the Hunter. The Hunter's
Indy,
actually...
what's your favorite character to play as?
Oh, well, it was a mage, but I'm kind of getting the priest, Squishy said the priest is good for a certain amount of time. So that could be true, but I'm still in the noob phase where I haven't really branched out and played many games against anyone. So, I was really liking the mage with the missiles. I loved playing missiles back to back, like getting 2 in my hand and then just playing them one after the other. With the priest, I like using my novas, definitely. And there's also, it's situational, but mind vision. I've been messing around with that as well. So I've unlocked pretty much all the cards. I'm just kind of trying to unlock all the classes right now, and I'm down to the Hunter and the Warlock. So the most annoying classes for me right now are Hunter and Warlock.
Yeah, I love.
Because as you can see, I just get overwhelmed very quickly. But I have, like, what I'm doing with my priest right now is I've gone and made sure most, if not all, of my minions are taunt. And if they're not, then I have a card called Fade where I can give them taunt. And then I have a card that gives them +3 health and then doubles their health. So right now I have a 28 health taunt. So I'm kind of safe right now against the Hunter. But whoever said, you know, it's important to know the class ahead of time couldn't be more right. Because I love Magic the Gathering, but where this differs is, like, you don't get to declare your blockers. Somebody can just, unless you have taunt, somebody can just pretty much say, that's it, I'm hitting you directly. Even if you have all the minions you could possibly have out there. So I'm getting used to it, but it's a lot of fun.
That's why the board control thing, it's misleading, because a lot of people come from the Magic the Gathering mindset, and they're like, oh, I've got, all these minions out on the board, not a single one of them's taunt, and they think that they're safe, but it's not necessarily the case.
So I know you said you love the Warlock, Xtega. Has that been your favorite class, your class of choice?
The most. But that's the only, I've unlocked my only epic card with that one too, so... which I don't play very often. It's situational, it's a Pit Lord. It's really strong, but it does 7 damage to me. So, I mean, I have to play it when I'm doing well for health, but when I do play it, it gives me like a 7 damage, 5 health minion, which is, it's worth taking 7 damage for that. And it's only 4 mana cost, so it's a pretty solid mid-game card. In fact, I'd probably say, from what I've seen, I think that's probably the strongest mid-game card there is, and it plays well even into the late game, as long as you can keep your health high enough.
I had someone play one on me earlier. Yeah. I think, like you said, he didn't really pay attention to his health when he played it, because he basically put himself into range of.
I use it to concede sometimes. Like if I know I'm going to lose the match, and I have Pit Lord in my hand. Instead of letting the opponent kill me, I just play a Pit Lord.
I usually suicide.
I've done that. Yeah. I like doing that.
I love doing that because I can say that, you know what, I just killed myself. They didn't beat me. I beat
you didn't
myself.
Give them the satisfaction.
Exactly.
See,
take that
earlier during pre-show, I was actually fighting Indy in a match, and she was doing the same thing. She jumped on her mage, and she just started attacking her own minions.
But no, do you know why that happened? Is because I was playing a priest all day, and I decided if I'm going to play Dom, maybe I should go back to my mage. And I thought that I was using my class ability for a priest, but I was on my mage, and I murdered myself. And that's
it's those little mistakes, though. Yeah.
Oh, they kill you. There's so many little things. Like, the thing people are going to have to get used to with this, that are coming from playing a paper Magic game or a paper trading card game, I guess. You make a mistake in this, you can't be like, oh, no, that's not what I meant to do.
Yeah.
Like, you go, I'm going to play this card. Oops, I didn't mean to drag it over there. I just healed their minion.
Fuck.
Oh, here, I got a Nova. Here we go.
And then you're like, damn it, I just threw the game with that one misplay.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's happened to me so many times.
And it could be something as simple as forgetting to have your one minion on the board attack because you were countering other spells or something like that.
Accidentally given a 1/1 minion Wind Fury? Yeah, that's a good one.
Yes. Yeah.
Earlier in Arena, there was I was a Warlock with 12 health. And there were 3 minions on the other side of the board with 3, 3, 4. I was like, oh, I'll add those up. 3, 3, 4. 8. So I life tapped to 10 to grab another card. And then I was like, oh, that doesn't equal 8. That's 10.
Yeah. If you fail at basic math, you're going to get owned.
Squishy, where was your Apple remote there?
Together.
Yeah, there's some, like I said, but the good news is, again, coming from that other background, the Magic background, this interface is like, there's not even a number I can assign to it that is, it's infinitely better than the Magic the Gathering interface. Like, it's just so intuitive, it's super easy. You go to play Magic the Gathering, or MTG Online, and you need lessons. Like, someone needs to be like, no, this is how, you gotta go here to do this, just to get the cards, and then you gotta do this and play, and then you're like, okay, so I click this, and I do this, and I Oh, what was that? How do I go back? I don't
think
remember how to go back. And then all of a sudden you're out of time and you lose the game.
The paper game. That is what Magic the Gathering is, and I think that's what Magic the Gathering will stay, especially with Hearthstone. I think Hearthstone is gonna, it's gonna come in and it's gonna be the digital card game. Trading.
Congratulations, Indy.
While Magic the Gathering will still be successful as a paper game.
Yes.
I'm thinking it's setting like more of a. It's just making it more clear, like on the more of a dedicated direction, I guess, on each respective
So
game.
going along with that, I'll throw it to Xtega first. Do you think that this is a kind of game that can go competitive?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's because it has enough depth. I think this could easily go esport for sure. If anything, Blizzard has the platform, especially with things like BlizzCon, to really get even if it's just an annual tournament, Blizzard are going to want that, and they're going to have to support it. That's the big issue. The devs are open to that. The devs are completely open to that. Like when I was talking with them this summer at Blizzard, they were so open to the idea of really what the community wants, and the community does want this to be competitive. I mean, it is a competitive game, so they want to see it go esports. I mean, it's fun to watch. I mean, you can watch this game. But it does have some depth, enough depth that people will play at a very competitive level, I think.
I think like you were saying, I think it's inherently a competitive game. It's 1v1. You're dueling someone in something. Yeah. So I think it can.
And those little mistakes, it's got an element of, skill to it. It's that strategy. It's very. I noticed that when I'm getting a little bit tired and sleepy, I'm making more mistakes. You really have to focus, to limit those mistakes. And I think even, pro players will make those little mistakes too. And that would be the difference between a win and a loss at that level.
Yep. And you'd be surprised. I've played in a few competitive tournaments in Magic, and you go play a game all day, because usually when you go to a game like this, it's easy for a lot of people to show up, especially now that this is online. Yeah. There'll be tons of people. If they decide to do a tournament, you know how many people are going to want to play in that tournament?
iPad, and you're going to have an iPad, and
yeah,
potentially
you're going to be playing this. Yeah, you're going to be playing this all day. So by the end of the day, you're tired. You have to actually have some sort of mental conditioning that you need to be able to stay focused this whole day.
You fire up that.
There's little things.
Get some caffeine down. Yeah.
So what about you, Zista? Do you think this is something that could go competitive?
Yeah, very easily. Maybe Josh Allen will start shoutcasting for Blizzard. That would be interesting.
Yeah, we kind of need something from the Blizzard devs before that could happen.
When we were there, we were talking with the devs for hours. After the actual event, when we was at Blizzard Campus, we met at Dave & Buster's, and it was probably a couple of hours we were chatting just about an observer mode. What would be the best way to do it? Would you show both players' hands? Would you show one player's hands, or would you show no player's hands? And we discussed that for hours. The devs were so interested in talking about that. That tells me that they probably down the line at least have ideas, and if the community really wants that, I think they're definitely gonna put an effort into giving some kind of observer mode, which is going to be essential for pro sport.
Yes. So. Yes. What I'd like to see in the near future, something I think they could easily implement. Well, maybe not easily. I don't know. I'm not really that into development at the moment. But their ranked system right now. I would like to see them keep personal stats based on your account. Keep track of your wins at certain levels, and almost take a page from the League of Legends thing. They kind of did with the ranking system, but keep track of your statistics at each level, and really give you something to go back on and say, okay, how did I do in this game? What happened?
Kind of like what they do in World of Warcraft. They have all the statistics in World of Warcraft. I mean, it's all recorded on the database. They have that data. It's just a matter of them providing an interface so the players can view that data. And I think that's really something they can add easily.
I would also like to see things like what cards have been played the most. What cards have you played? What cards has the community what are the biggest cards that people are using?
Yeah. I think right now it's very basic, but that's how you want to start a game like this. You want to start easy to play, hard to master, and then flesh out all the details as you go, and let the community tell you, because we're the ones playing the game. We're the ones that are going to say, hey, I played this thing for like 3 months straight. You know what this really needs? It really needs this. And if I agree with like 1 million other people, they're going to, yeah, maybe they're onto something here. Let's take a look at it. And they've been really good at saying, you know, let's listen to these guys because they're playing our game. They're the one spending the money on it.
Well, I actually know that at that fan site mixer that they had where they invited everybody down to Blizzard, one of the complaints I'd heard was that the card packs that you have on the side, which if you see the cards sticking out on Indy's side on the right side of the screen, there was no way to tell how many cards you had left in your deck. And I know a couple of people that at the fan site mixer had actually criticized on that and said there needs to be a physical number somewhere counter. So if you mouse over them now, you'll get a pop-up that says how many cards are remaining. So they are listening to community feedback for sure.
Yeah, definitely. It's so open. Like, that's making them.
Oh, did we lose him?
I don't know.
Sounds like it. Indy, did you just get a card pack?
Yes.
Why don't you open up for the stream? That's perfect timing.
Here's the card pack.
Let's get a full screen. Yeah.
Let's do it. Hold
Open
on.
it.
Wait for Sophist.
Hold on. I don't have Indy prepped.
No.
There you go. Boom.
Hey, all right. Here we go.
Card pack.
Any bets? I'm guessing 3 commons,
Okay.
1 rare, and 1 epic.
I'm guessing there's going to be a legendary gold.
Legendary gold. All right, you got to do the
Here we
mouse
go.
over, so we got to do this for radio. So.
Yeah. You
an
gotta
epic!
highlight them first.
Ooh,
Okay,
there's an
well-
epic.
Oh, you got an epic.
Epic.
There's one.
Yeah, legendary.
Common.
Rare.
Rare.
Oh,
Okay.
Squishy nailed it.
Yeah.
I think I got it right.
So save these for last then.
Obviously,
Yeah.
that's how it goes.
Stealth.
No legendary gold.
Ooh, 5/5 Tiger. That's a really good card.
Silence a minion, then deal
That's
1
a
damage
really good
to
card.
it. But I don't play Shaman.
Yeah, play Halo Fluff.
And Rogue gets Betrayal. Enemy minion deals its damage to the minions next to it. Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
Alright.
that is also a really good card.
And then Rare. Ancestral Spirit, another chamois card. Choose a minion, and that minion is destroyed. Return it to the battlefield. Oh, that's actually pretty good.
Wow.
That's like Call the Dead or something from Magic that used to do that.
Yeah. And
Paladin.
the last one.
Shoot 8 missiles at random enemies for 1 damage each.
I love that
Oh my
card.
God.
It's Magic Missile on crack. I love it.
What
is.
the hell?
Nice.
8
The Paladin
missiles.
gets the super magic missile.
I
I'm
actually
gonna
have
to
that
try
card.
that.
That's awesome.
So now you have to make
Alright.
a Paladin deck, so you
Yes.
can use your epic card.
I guess I do. That was the first one I got.
Yeah.
It's fate.
Yeah. See, that's what happens. Like, if you get a legendary card, and it's for say a warrior, then you're probably gonna have to play a warrior because you've got a legendary card.
Mm-hmm.
So, Indy, where you are right now, go to View Cards.
Yep.
The bottom corner, select gold cards, I believe.
Yep.
And then on the bottom under that, the blue window,
Yeah.
what are the options? I can't read it from here.
Reward, Expert, Basic.
Yeah, go to rewards.
Okay.
If you go here, there's 3 cards listed. 3
Yeah.
gold foil cards. Geblin Mechator is the one that you get from purchasing any paid money in the Hearthstone beta.
Battle Cry
There's
is
2 other cards
summon
in
an
here.
awesome invention.
There's 2 other cards in here that we don't know anything about. One just happens to be a Murloc.
Murkai.
BlizzCon card, maybe? I don't know what the third one would be.
Okay, what's the
I
other
could
one?
easily.
Captain's Parrot.
Captain's Parrot. I could easily see the Murloc being from BlizzCon. I
Well,
really
don't they-
could.
Yeah, I can see that. Completely.
And the other one's Captain's Parrot.
Captain's Parrot
Um,
puts a random
could-
parrot from your deck into your hand.
Could that just be a
There-
one that you get on live for being in the beta?
Perhaps.
No, they said they wouldn't do anything like that. But
Oh.
there aren't even
What?
that many pirate cards.
Yeah, not a lot, no.
Not yet.
Well, they said they wouldn't do it, but that doesn't necessarily keep me from thinking that they're going to. just because, like, haven't they also said that basically anyone that eventually anyone that wants to get into the beta is going to get into the beta?
True.
So what's preventing them from giving a card that everyone has the capability of getting if they want it?
True.
Like Gelbin,
So-
talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what the hell is that? Oh. So here's the main question that I get a lot just while streaming. Is any class OP? I want to
Yes.
hear your responses on this. Sophist.
This is funny. I don't really think any of them are, but the funny part is I've heard that every class is OP. Depending on who's talking to me.
Alright, Zista. Is any class OP?
Just from my playstyle for the cards that I like playing the mage, the druid, and the rogue. And I find the shaman to be ridiculously overpowered against my 3 decks.
Okay, but I'm talking about overall spectrum. Like, granted, it's like it's their rock to your scissors, but
Right.
say if you had another deck, is there any class that stands out as, holy crap, no matter what I do, this deck's gonna win?
Not really.
Okay. Xtega?
Wait, hold on. Did you say
okay.
card or deck? Go ahead. Sorry, we'll finish.
You mean
I
hero,
would say
right?
that, right, there's no one class that stands out above the rest at all. As far as, I mean, there's lots of really competitive neutral cards that can be used. Now, like, there are some certain strategies that are really nasty and really tough, but there's always a counter. Like, for example, I was going up against somebody earlier who had lots of taunt minions, and they were strong taunt minions. But I mean, if I had some removal in my deck, then it wouldn't have been as much of an issue. So there's always going to be a way to counter whatever someone does. But obviously, when you get owned, it's like, oh wow, you know, you're going to get one shot by someone if you have crappy gear, and then you're going to cry that class is overpowered. When really, it's not the class, it's the gear. And it's just like here, it's not so much the class as it is the cards that you're going up against in comparison to what you actually have in your deck. So it's just But that's kind of how it works, really.
Yeah, I kind of agree. What about Indy?
I'm having a hard time beating the Warlock.
Yeah, I love Warlock. Warlock is really good for noobs.
But versus my Priest, it's hard. I can't say that if I played another class, if it would be equally as bad, but...
I mean, that's the thing. Even though Warlocks seem really powerful, and I win a lot of matches with it, I get demolished in a lot of matches too, so it balances out almost.
See, the thing that bothers me the most with the shaman is if they end up to the point where they can get all 4 of their totems out, it's almost impossible to beat them.
Yeah,
You just have to AoE clear them then. Just AoE remove. Yeah. And most classes have that.
Yep. So I'm going to stick along. I'm going to stick along these lines here, as far as like overpowered type things. I know I've done some ranked. I know Squishy's done some ranked. I know Zista's done some ranked. And I know Xtega, you said you were doing some ranked as well.
Yeah, I've done some ranked, yeah.
Indy, have you done some ranked matches yet?
Not yet, no. I'm in Noobville here. I'm trying to unlock the Warlock, but after I get everything unlocked and build a decent deck for whatever I choose, I definitely will.
Okay,
See,
so
I
did everyone...
an actual deck yet.
I was going to say, did everyone here go in and at least build some sort of a custom deck to go into ranked play with?
I think so.
I built a custom deck, but I let the computer put it together. Like I just click done, and it'll automatically fill up your deck with suggested cards, and it gives you a balanced mana curve, and that's basically all it does. And I win matches with those decks. So I figure, once I get a ton of cards, I'll sit down and I'll put in some time, and I'll actually make a 4-out deck.
So we're all kind of in the same boat where we've built decks, but we really haven't sat down and gone, okay, I'm gonna build a deck.
I've kind of done that.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, then
that shit doesn't fly. Excuse the language. That doesn't fly in Plat 2.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. This was my question. Was there a point where you guys hit a level in ranked where you went, wow, what? Like, did you find it? I didn't see that there was much of a difference at the early in like copper or whatever. You were just kind of playing. I'm in high gold now, and I still haven't really hit a level where I'm like, oh man, like this is really difficult. But did you guys hit? I know Squishy told me earlier that he hit a wall. In what you said, Plat 2?
It was middle. Diamond got tough. I'm either in Plat or Diamond. I can never remember the order of the two. But the first one of Plat and Diamond started to get a little rough. Started losing a good chunk of games, and then I entered whatever Plat 2 I think it is, and I just can't win games with the priest deck. I have to. I'm gonna go switch over to Warlock now, and then I need more Druid cards because apparently Druid is the official best one to play right now.
Official?
Official.
Are you seeing a lot of Druid opponents?
No, because
not me.
You need the cards. You need Claw, you need Treants, you need double Savage Roar. Turn 8, you Force of Nature, that's 3/2/2 Treants charge. Double Savage Roar for +4 on all of them, and that's a free 18 damage.
So see, this is the first deck that someone found out an early game combo. I gotcha.
If you draw those cards.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
That's a combo deck.
That's the thing. Like, you could have like the most, quote OP deck, and then not draw the right cards, and then screw you over.
The other thing with Druid though is it always gives you the option of 2. Meaning, if it gives you 2 options, you have a better chance that one of the 2 is going to help you out more than someone who only has 1 option. That's just basics.
Yeah, that's true. I can definitely see the amazing power of a well thought out Druid deck that has several cards that you've unlocked in it.
Oh, it's ridiculous. Swipe is amazing for AoE removal. Then you have just armor as a hero ability. You have Claw, which is 4 armor, 4 attack. I don't know how that's balanced.
Oh, the armor and attack. That's what's kind of crazy about
it's
Druid.
Yeah.
It's the armor, really.
Yeah,
I don't know.
But then
I guess.
Same warriors have armor too, which they get 2 armor instead of 1. But I think with the Druid, it's more versatile because you get 1 armor, 1 attack.
Exactly.
You can then go ahead and you can take out
a 1/1.
Pick off minions if you have to. With that.
So what about you, Xtega?
Just defense.
Did you hit a wall anywhere when you were doing the ranked matches?
Did I?
Yeah, did you get to a point where you're like, God, this is ridiculous?
I haven't high up yet, so I'm still like on high silver, I think. And then
okay.
Maybe edging.
So still been pretty
no
easy, not easy, but like what you would expect.
I'll lose like 5 matches in a row, and I'll lose a couple, and I'll win 3 matches in a row. I mean, it's really, I don't know, it's really hit and miss at the moment. But I don't mind losing a few matches. I mean, it doesn't seem like anything really negative happens when you lose.
No.
Which is why I'm perfectly fine losing a few matches. I mean, it obviously hinders the gold farming, which is quite a slow grind, I guess, at this point. Like, for example, I need another 35 wins until I can do another arena run.
I love that he's got that already planned out.
So then you got the daily quest, and in fact, I guess tomorrow when I do my daily quest, I will probably have enough gold for an arena run.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
How do you guys feel about the daily quests? Didn't we have enough of them in Warcraft?
I think people actually do these ones.
This gives you 1 or 2 daily quests. I can do that. And these daily quests are much
I
more
don't
fun.
think that's final, though. Because there's 3 slots for daily quests. So I don't think that system's final.
I'm wondering if...
It seemed to me is the first day that we had this available, I had 3 quests.
Yeah.
Now that I've caught up to them, I'm only having 1. So I think the 3 slots in them is just like if you weren't here today, it moves to the next slot in the queue, so you have 3 days.
Oh yeah, that'd be really cool
before
if they
it gets
stack
bumped
up,
off.
like up to 3 days,
Yeah.
and then you can go AFK for a weekend, come back, and you have like 3 daily quests at once. That'd be cool.
That's how it seemed to me, so I'm assuming that's how that actually works.
Sort of like a rest experience. That's cool. That would
Finally,
be cool.
I just did it.
Damn, 100
Congratulations!
gold. Woo! Look at that.
Can I get
Now
that?
Indy
from,
should go right into the arena. Go.
You know what? This isn't a
Yeah,
trading card
right.
game. They said they're not going to add trading of cards, but wouldn't it be cool if they had trading of gold? That'd be nice. They won't. They
You
won't.
know-
There's no way they can add it, by the way. But
If you could,
Wow.
if you could bet
I'm gonna get
on
another
a
pack.
match, like if you wanted to do, you guys do 200 gold, you put up, and winner takes all. That would be really
yeah,
cool.
like a tournament. I think that would be kind of cool. Like you have a pot, and you just go in, like everybody pitches in maybe 20 gold, and you have like a 6-person tournament or something
that would
like
be
that, or
awesome.
5-person tournament or whatever, number, and then the winner takes all.
We have talked about Hearthstone for a really long time.
Oh, I got another.
Surprisingly.
Yes.
I got another.
Yeah.
I got a
Oh,
purple and a
another.
blue.
Wow.
Let's
You get
finish
another
this up.
epic.
Oh my
Yeah,
god. More epics?
I just got one from.
All right, let's see. Full screen Sophist, and this will
We'll
be
go
it.
back to this.
I'm just opening the regulars real quick. Priest, Inner Fire.
That's so good.
Oh, that's so good.
Oh.
Lightwell,
Anti-plate
Power
freeze.
Word Shield.
Hold on a
Power-
second. Yeah, the Power Word Shield,
Yeah.
and then the one that doubles the health.
Yes, Berserker, Power Word Shield, double, Inner Fire.
Light
You're building
Spawn,
these like ridiculous combo decks.
Wind Fury. Here's the rare.
Yeah, and then you get like a ridiculous
Oh, I got a
24,
pirate.
24, and then they sheep it, and then you're like, wow.
Oh, that's kind of shitty.
It's
Okay, here.
fast.
And
Priest. I get a Cobble Shadow Priest. Take
Oh,
control of
wow.
an enemy minion.
There you
Wow.
go. 3 priest. He's scooping. Yeah.
yeah,
Priesties.
I think you're gonna learn to play priest.
So you can
first.
stick with
No.
your priest, I guess.
Yeah.
Because you've got
Now,
enough.
too bad these cards didn't carry over to live.
yeah,
Yeah,
right.
it's too bad. Like you're gonna have, like, I can see that happening. Like people are gonna build like perfect deck, like during beta,
Mhm.
and then it's gonna go live, and really.
That's
the whole
good
game-
though in a way, because
Yeah, no, I agree.
Like,
especially with me, I am just like, oh, I want to try this thing, and then that card turns out it's horrible.
But didn't they
Yeah,
say that
because
if you
it's
spent
synergy.
any
Yeah.
real, if you spent
You
any
get
real
the-
money, that you get that back?
you get
Yes.
food packs.
You will
I mean,
no,
yeah.
you'll get the gold.
You get the gold in the in-game gold,
Right.
Yeah, which you would then
So if
spend
you
on the arena.
purchase-
Actually, I'm thinking that's what I'm gonna
Yeah.
do.
You'll go straight to the arena instead.
Yeah,
Because
if you
that's the
purchase
thing, that
500
I'll
gold,
say-
you get 500 gold
Any
in live.
player, yeah, pay away from the arena to know the game, or to at least have played practice. Because the big mistake that a lot of beta players have been making, self included, is jumping straight into the arena. It's, you look at all those classes and you're, oh, I can do the arena now, let's do that. And I just don't think you're ready at that point. I think you need to play several ranked matches, learn the card a little bit, then do the arena. Now, us that have been beta, and anybody that gets in beta, I think will be fine because you're able to learn the card first. But, I mean, any new player, once this game launches, I think it's going to be really important to remind them that you don't want to jump right into the arena.
Yeah,
Or you could
yeah,
just
that's
be a troll
jumping.
and say, you know what, play the arena, and then they'll get demolished.
That's awesome. So, are we? What do we got for time?
It's been an hour 20 around so.
All right, so I think we're gonna kind of wrap it up here, but maybe this is something we'll come back and do some special Hearthstone episodes or something like that, and talk about, because it seems
Yeah.
to be we have a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
So if anyone all right, so I'll go to you guys one at a time. If you got anything else you wanted to say, shout out any projects you're working on. We'll start with Indy. What do you got going on?
What do I have going on outside of all this?
Yeah, anything you want to talk about.
Nothing.
I'm working on powering through Dragon Age to make a couple of videos for that. For some reason, I have no idea. I'm just hooked on it, and I'm actually coming across the to the finish of my first book. So it is going to
That's
be finished
awesome.
this week. I hit over 110,000 words, so I'm like kind of happy
Jeez.
about that.
Sounds like a long, but how many pages is that?
I have no clue, but I'm like really. I'm actually surprised that it got this far, but that's
It's
what I'm
just
doing
one
right now.
long parchment. She actually just has this rolled parchment.
It
It's like a
scrolls
scroll.
up on a little yeah.
1 page.
I sit there and scroll it up as I write.
Yeah, it's just one page.
Yep, so it's one page. It's just a one-page book. It's no
One
big deal.
There's
very,
only
very
one
long
copy of
page.
it.
All right, Squishy, what about you? What are you working on these days other than just playing a bunch of Hearthstone?
Playing a bunch of Hearthstone. I just finished the Mercedes guide. That's going up very shortly. And then with patch is coming. Yep.
Yes, that's true. We're going to be kind of busy. Zista, what do you got going on? I keep looking at you.
Immediately following this podcast, I'm going to be watching the season finale for Whodunit.
That's good.
But then Tuesday, as if I didn't have enough 24-hour plus streams, I will be doing another 24-hour stream of Hearthstone.
Sounds legit.
So,
I'm done. I'm
look out for
sleeping
that.
forever.
Well, just FYI, the next 48-hour stream that he decides to do, like, a crazy... I don't even know how you managed to stay up as long as you did, but I will personally come down there next time. I did make a condition, but I'll play through Fable 1, 2, and 3. I'll actually bring my console, if that...
What was your condition, by the way?
The condition is that you have to take a train ride down to Philadelphia 30th Street Station and ride all the way back to Connecticut with me.
All the trains.
Because I'm scared to travel alone. I'm a wuss.
You want me to get on a train?
It's not for 24 hours.
I've had enough of trains to last me my entire life.
But you get to be a
and
passenger this time. You don't have to be the conductor.
Yeah, just sit back and relax.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a train. I can't relax. I have terrible flashbacks.
Oh,
that's awesome.
I like trains.
All right, Xtego. Well, what do you got going on? You know, this whole time... go ahead. What do you got going on?
I got HearthstonePlayers.com. Trying to get, I'm trying to recruit writers and stuff for that, hopefully, soon. So if anyone's interested. But I'm also going to hopefully do another giveaway at some point. I'm going to be doing some streaming. Hopefully I'm going to find some time to do a 24-hour stream at some point. We'll see. But I'm going to be playing a lot of Hearthstone, since it's my game. Yeah, it's like, I love it. And
awesome.
Wait, you made Hearthstone?
Yeah,
that's
awesome. Your game? You made this?
Yes.
It's my game.
Yes.
I own it. No.
Good job.
It's definitely my.
It's well done.
Job. Like,
yeah. All right, so I've got the splash screen up for you. Where can people find you at? We got this Twitter.
At xdega121. It's not one. It's not LZL or 1Z1. It's xdega121.
Yes.
That's my Twitter.
Yes.
And keep watching that, because if I do a giveaway, I will be tweeting it on that Twitter. So.
Awesome. And you do actually have some keys to give away, so yeah, maybe that'd be a good thing for people to follow you.
So, they're quite premium at this point. Not many people have that many keys to give away, so don't be all upset if you don't get in, because there's going to be several waves. You should opt in, definitely. Go to your Battle.net account and make sure you opt in, because that's kind of important. Because you may get in without even having to have a key. So, if you're really lucky. And
I know you have a Twitch account either, because you said you were streaming. So where can people find you on Twitch?
That is, it's Twitch TV/Xtega.
Awesome.
I finally put a donate button on there, but obviously, donations are not required. But the option's there now, at least. So when I am streaming, and any donations will just go towards me being able to put money into the game, which I currently am unable to do, but as a broadcast college student.
Yes, I feel the pain.
Yeah.
And then one last thing, pimp your website again, because it's a great place for people to go and find out stuff about.
That's www.hearthstoneplayers.com. And it's got a lot of articles on there. There was a lot of articles. I mean, we were putting out articles before the game was out, and there was a lot of stuff about deck types, kind of taken from Magic the Gathering, but there's a lot of stuff that applies. We have a couple of Q&A articles once a week, and every Friday I have one of my writers. He does a Ask Anduin, and he does like a brief Q&A, and it does touch on a lot of commonly asked questions, and that's pretty nice. We have a small flow of articles at the moment. We are trying to put out as many as possible. Possibly, at some point we want to have a new article every day. But,
that'd be awesome.
That'd
be awesome. All right, if you want to,
giveaway will possibly be through that website. But
cool.
Again, I will be tweeting it if there's a giveaway. I'll be tweeting it. So.
Awesome. Yeah, go ahead and throw your contact info in chat too, so people can just go ahead and click on it. It'd be pretty easy. Make it easy for them. Indy, where can the people on the internet find you at?
Well, you can find me on Twitch at IndyGarona, on Twitter under the same name, and apparently in Zista's Mumble, what is it, Zista Fan Club? They've now changed my name to IndyGarona, so it's across the board.
You have a last name now. It's a thing.
Yes, it's official.
Squishy, where can the peoples find you?
Just right down there, as you can see, Twitter @Squishy. I'm really, really happy that I managed to point at that correctly. But also Twitch @Squishy, spelled exactly like that as well. Same thing.
Awesome. Dom.
You can find me at Kyle's house.
Yep.
In Rhode Island.
See, if it wasn't apparent enough that I was actually at Kyle's house, I'll show you guys once again. If I actually don't trip over my mouse, but yeah.
Oh, where's he going?
I'm actually at Kyle's house, so.
No, he's not, guys. He's just teleporting.
It's green screen.
Well, that's
it's the
one
green
hell of a
screen.
green
Yes.
screen.
It is a sweet green screen. I just put all those donations. Well. Alright, well. So Zista, they can find you at what? At Zista _ on Twitter and Twitch TV/Zista, I believe.
Yep.
Find me at The Real Sophist and Twitch TV/The Real Sophist, and anytime we do a group thing, you'll find us at HXC Gaming, where you're at right now if you're watching the live stream. If we do another tandem marathon thing, it'll be there. And we'll also try and link these our individual streams out through there as well. And you can find any of these episodes or anything that we put out basically on the www.thehxc.com. I just screwed that up, didn't I? Yeah. Thehxc.com. I need sleep so bad. So bad. I also forgot the outro music, but I'll do it now.
Right.
How's that? We'll let this fade out smoothly.
Fade out.
I'm gonna go sleep, like, on my
Fade out
desk.
and sleep.
Aww.
This is it. Look, see? This is
Does that mean we have no post show?
No, we'll do a post show. I'll just show me sleeping. Alright, for Indy, for Squishy, for Zista, for Xdega, thank you for coming on. This is Sophist. We'll see you next week.